to the right side, get the runner over. Then you have Durban with the double, and then and Monastery with the 10-pitch at bat. That is quality baseball from like you just said, everybody on the team, everybody giving their part, and that's the way this team plays. They know who they are, they know how they have to play, and they go out and do it.
This team was 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position entering the ninth inning. And the one hit was an infield hit by Joey Ortiz back in the third inning to load the bases. They finished the game 6 for 16, meaning they finished the game 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They got hot at the right time, but the way that you look at those eighth innings, the common denominator, 10th inning sort of an exception because of the placed runner, the common denominator was the Brewers got the leadoff guy on. And know who the leadoff guy was? Sal Frelick continues to be that spark plug at the top of the order.
He sure is. When you look at what he did tonight, he had 2 hits. He was on with a walk and scored 3 runs. That's the key. That's what you want your leadoff guy to do, to get on base and make things happen. He had some really good at-bats tonight. But, we talked about last night, we talked a little bit about those first 5 guys that they have in that lineup, what they're doing and what Murph can do with them, and the versatility that they do have. Like now he's gone with Frelick, Chiriot, Turang, Contreras, and Yelich, but there's a lot of different things you can go that way. You can put Turang at the top. You can do different ways depending on who you're playing. But it just seems like those 5 guys are the key. They're the people at the top of the lineup that are going to get things going. And Frelick has just done an outstanding job that since he's been put there, he's been doing the things that he has to do. And those 5 guys, you set them there, you put them any which way you want because of the versatility. Then you add the other guys in, and the other guys just follow suit. They follow the line. They do what they have to do. They give you good at-bats. They don't strike out. They put the ball in play.
And this was yet another game for the Brewers that they win without hitting a home run. They scored 8 runs without hitting a home run. And as nasty as Sonny Gray was today, in fact, Pat Murphy gave a lot of love to Sonny Gray and how effective he was today with his 8 strikeouts. But it was his leadoff walk that left the door slightly open in the 6th inning, right? We talk about shutdown innings all the time.
That's right.
And we talk about the fact that it was 6-1 heading to the bottom of the 6th inning with Sonny Gray returning to the mound, right? If that's not over, and given how great he was going, it's not over. But they left the door open. A leadoff walk. Just, okay, avoid the shutdown inning. I think that was the moment that the Brewers said, they're going to win this game. And it didn't matter how they were going to do it or how late arriving the offense was going to be. Avoiding that shutdown inning in the bottom of the 6th inning changed the whole complexion of the game.
I agree, especially when you look back in the ball game and you look at that 3rd inning when the Brewers were able to load the bases with nobody out. And Sonny Gray just did an outstanding job of just giving up one of those runs. I thought right there that the game was in control, that Sonny was throwing the ball very well, using both sides of the plate. His breaking ball on both sides of the plate was excellent. I thought he was going to take control of the game. And I agree, once that 6th inning hit, I think any time you get late in the ball game, any walk is bad, especially with 1 out or less. And you get on the base, it just seems like things happen, and that's what they did. They allowed the guys to get on base. They gave us base runners, and when we get guys on base, you make a mistake, we're going to take something. When you give us the Brewers something, they're going to take it and they're going to build on it, and that's what they did tonight. Definitely, you look at the bullpen with the Cardinals tonight, they just gave us a gift after gift after gift, and when they gave us the gifts, we opened those gifts and we took advantage of it, and we added to it, and we won the ball game.
Brewers just, again, another come-from-behind win. It's their MLB leading 11th walk-off win of the season, too. I mean, I don't think anybody saw the amounts of variety from the walk-offs coming as well. I had the list up here earlier of all the different walk-offs the Brewers have had this season, right? So you throw Andrew Monasterio onto that list today.
That's right.
Isaac Collins has 2 of them. Caleb Durban has 3 of them. Jackson Chiriot has 1. William Contreras has a walk-off homer. Christian Yelich a walk-off grand slam. And it all started with a Bryce Turang walk-off squeeze back in April for the second win of the season. It's just dramatic. Sometimes you get vibes just like, yeah, this team's meant to be it, and like it just makes it so much more fun to know you're not out of it. And think about what we were talking about in May. This team wasn't a come-from-behind team. They hadn't had a multi-run comeback until that game in Mother's Day. Like, all little things have added up, and finally the Brewers.
Yeah, we had a good blend of veteran players and young players, and could those young players do things to help this club win? And the veteran players had to show the way. They had to get in, and Christian's come out and he's been swinging the bat fantastic. He's a leader in this ball club, the guy who gets this team going. But could these young players add to this ball club and do all the little things? And all of a sudden, it started to happen. It started to happen because they found out who they were. They found out what they had to do to be a good ball club, and they go out and do it. They know who they are. They know that they're not this big powerhouse. They're a team that has to go out and perform for 27 outs each and every night. The nights that they play good, solid defense, they pitch very well, they move runners over, and they manufacture runs. Boy, those are fun nights because we win those nights pretty easily. But you take the other nights, boy, we have to struggle a little bit. We have to go out and do the special things. They do that, and it's not just certain guys in the lineup. You just gave the guys who have walk-offs. It's a lot of guys. It's veteran guys. It's young guys. And when you get that combination of everybody believing in each other, they know who they are. And like I said before, they just go out and do it.
It's beyond comprehension at this point with how well the Brewers have been doing to this point in the year. We're going to talk a little bit about what makes the Brewers tick. Pitching is a big part of it. Miz was good and bad. I think there's a lot to glean from him. But at the same time, the bullpen, this was kind of the B squad. We'll talk about that coming up next on 620, your postseason bound home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
At Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf and Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Defy dry skin for free at Merle Norman. Just purchase 2 or more items and receive 4 skincare favorites for hydrating face and hands. Your gift with purchase features trial size anti-aging complex serum and eye cream, ultra rich hand cream, and gentle polish. Offer available while supplies last at Merle Norman Cosmetics and Salon at Brookfield Square. Gift is free with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products. Cosmetic accessories not included. Offer valid while supplies last at participating Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios only. Limit 1 per customer. We reserve the right to modify the gift if needed. Promotion not available at merlenorman.com.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, Cider.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win in walk-off fashion, 9-8 over the Cardinals. They've won the series. Go for a sweep tomorrow. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. Only in Wisconsin can you need the AC one day and the furnace the next. Be ready for whatever the weather throws your way. Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical has an early bird special. $20 off a furnace tune-up now through September 19th. Book your appointment today at Cider, SEIDER.com. With Jerry Augustine, I'm Dom Cotroneo. You look at the personnel used in today's game. Grant Anderson didn't have his best stuff, had some bad luck on a poor play and left. Then you come in with Rob Zastryzny, the wild pitch in the 6th, and the sac fly. Then Eric Fed, he throws 2 scoreless innings, into 2 scoreless innings. Tobias Myers gives up an insurance run, but then he locked down to make sure nothing else was going to score in that inning. And then finally Uribe, he was rusty too in the 10th inning, but to see him get back on the rails and get the ground ball and then eventually get Nathan Church to ground out, the point being, the Brewers, with another off day on Monday, can get aggressive with their bullpen still tomorrow, given they used kind of the personnel they don't normally use because they were down for the majority of this game.
Yeah, I like what Murph is doing right now. I like what Chris Hook and Jimmy Henderson are doing with this pitching staff and getting in a ball game like they did tonight when they were down and bringing Anderson in just to get him. They got to get him out there as much as he can. He's such a valuable part of this ball club and can come out and get some big outs and pitch a couple innings. But I really like how they're using Zass. I thought when they used him, D.L. Hall was hurt, and he was such an important part to have that additional lefty besides Keenan to come in the game and get out early in the ball game can play really big. So I think they're testing him and letting him get out there. He's been throwing the ball good, but he's being tested every time he goes out there. What are you doing? How long are you coming in for? What can you do if we're bringing in closer to the end of the season? Are you going to be, if we get in the playoffs, can you come in if we get in a situation and get that big out if we do need it? And then I think with Tobias Myers was another challenge after Fetty was in there. What can you do when you come in a situation when there's guys on base? How are you going to react? What can you do? And I think he's starting to get better and better each and every time he gets out there. And I thought a real key to tonight was Uribe. Usually when he gets in a tough situation, he got guys, he had the bases loaded. Nobody out. He was on the mound. You notice one thing that happened tonight? Hookie didn't go out to talk to him.
Right.
Contreras didn't go out to talk to him. He had to sit out on that little island out there and figure it out for himself. I thought that was huge because he came back and threw two really good sinking fastballs to Herrera and got him to hit in a double play. I thought that was such a huge key for him. It's going to make him better the next time he gets out there. He's going to get that understanding. He comes in these key situations that he's going to be able to handle it. I thought that was big for Abner tonight to go through what he did tonight and be in that situation. And Hookie's not out there talking, or Contreras is not out there talking. You're out there on that hill. It's up to you. You got to achieve something. And he came through big for the Brewers.
And it's understandable to have a little bit of rust early in that game, given he hadn't pitched in 8 days. But then you throw in the fact that, hey, the guy's trying to bunt. Victor Scott is.
That's right.
At some point, you just let him bunt. Like you throw it over the middle. Jake Bowers is playing on like the 45-foot line. Like, bunt it. Let's go. I'm ready. And to hit him there is like, whoa. And then it's just kind of a shock to the system with the walk then to Donovan, and then to get the guy who was hottest at the plate today. Herrera had himself quite the day with the bat until the 10th inning with the double play. I thought that was the right move. You know, openly I was saying, like, man, they're not going infield in here. They're trading the 2-for-1.
That's right.
And that was the right call, obviously, down the way. But the guy that started all this, Jacob Mizorowski, 5 innings. It wasn't his best because he still gave up 6 hits in this game. 7 hits in the game. 4 runs, all of them earned. I thought some of it was game plan by the Cardinals. We saw a lot of swings against fastballs, a lot of swings against sliders, and some of it was just ineffectiveness too. 0-2 homers and 0-2 RBI doubles are things that just can't happen for a guy with his talent.
Yeah, especially when you have the fastball that he has. It, you know, when he last time out against the Pirates, he threw the ball. He's very fluid. You talk about a guy. When we talk about a pitcher, we talk about 3 things. Number 1, balance point. Are they good, well balanced? Are you nice and relaxed? The second thing is their arm release, throwing the ball to the plate, and the last point is release point. Are you consistent with your release point? And I thought against the Pirates, he was fantastic, nice and patient on the plate, knowing what he wanted to do. Ball comes out of his hand and explodes. When you get out of your rhythm with your balance and a release point, and you don't have that continuous consistent release point, you don't have the good velocity, that good finish on the ball. And it looked like tonight he was just trying to find himself. You notice he was all over the plate. That sweep of that slider he was throwing, it was off the plate a lot. His fastball was running up and in. A lot of times when you see those things, when the ball's up and away from a guy or way down and in, the things that they're doing, when they get to their balance point, they're getting rushed and they're trying too hard to throw it too hard. And I think sometimes that what Miz will be doing, he's got to find that good rhythm. When he's got that rhythm, his ball explodes and it's not that easy to hit. I don't care if they're looking at it or not because he can locate it. But tonight he just looked like he's a little bit rushed. It flattened out a little bit, and the Cardinals did a nice job of swinging the bat against him.
I think right now the Brewers understand, as things stand, assuming health heading into the postseason, Miz is going to be somebody that can give them multiple innings in the bullpen. Today, right. Pat Murphy talked about him as an out-getter, not directly saying he's not going to start in the postseason. But I think the Brewers understand that It's probably best for his health for the rest of the season to make sure he gets through, hopefully, another 3 weeks of baseball season. And number two, if he's throwing 100, 101 right now in 4 innings, his velo dropped after 4 innings today. When your velo drops in the postseason, the ball doesn't come back.
That's right.
And I think that maybe the best way to suit Miz is to be in a shorter stint in a postseason setting.
I think that's a great observation, Dom. I think when you think about him being able to come out and being nice and relaxed and say, you know what, I've got to go and execute. Relief pitching is about execution. It's about being able to throw strikes, being nice and relaxed, getting the ball over the plate, getting ahead of hitters, and use all your pitches. And he's got them all. There's no question. Even tonight, he made some good pitches on breaking balls. He threw some really good sinking fastballs, running fastballs. He got the ball over the plate on the inside part of the plate real well. But I think when you come out of bullpen, it's being able to come out for a short period of time, give it everything you got on a nice, relaxed, fluid motion, and go right after the hitters. And I agree with you. A short stint, boy, being an out-getter can be 1 out, can be 2 outs, 3 outs. If you come in a game, you got to face 3 hitters, or it could be a couple innings. It depends. But he's got that ability to not only go to 3 hitters, but to give you innings if needed.
Yeah, Miz is going to be somebody on this postseason roster. The Brewers will find a way to get him involved. One more segment with Jerry Augustine coming up after the break. Brewers get the victory in walk-off fashion. 8-7 right here on your home of the Brewers. It would be 9-8. I shortchanged him. 9-8 right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all. On the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house. Only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to the voice of the Bucks, Dave Kane. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Welcome back. I'm Dom Cotroneo, Jerry Augustine here as well. Whew. Extra inning winners just wear me out. Now it's past midnight. We're into Sunday. Get ready for tomorrow, or it's today. Who's our player of the game? It's brought to you by International Autos Group. Just like the game's MVP, you can drive into the season in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit iamilwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Well, Jerry, there's a couple of guys, not just the hero. I'm going to exclude Andrew Monasterio from this conversation. Anybody but Andrew Monasterio, your player of the game.
Sal Frelick. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, he just does so much gives you such a good at-bat. He's patient at the plate, takes a lot of pitches. Boy, came up with some big key hits tonight and just runs the bases so well. We talk about guys that can get on base that can make things happen. He's one of those players that's electric. He just looks for things he can do to help the team win. And I'll tell you what, if there's a player of the game besides Monasterio tonight, I think it would be Sal.
I'm going to go with Caleb Durban. I think, Durban, he had game-tying double there in the 10th inning. He led off the 9th inning, getting hit by a pitch. He drew a walk. He had a single. He scored the first run of the 9th inning. So I think Caleb Durban, by the way, our pregame guest on Brewers Warm-Up today. So maybe a little
and
WTMJ
he made
bump.
a couple good defensive plays.
Yes, he did.
Really good defensive plays.
So all that to be said, that the Brewers, you look at this lineup, it's pretty close to a playoff lineup. I don't think Yelly's going to be hitting 5th in October. I think they're going to flip Bryce and Yelich, depending on the opponent, of course. But this was a debate that Craig Kashan and I had this week in Texas, where we've already kind of touched on it today, that with Sal Frelick leading off, I think it sets up the Brewers for the most success with Turang and Yelich, lower in the order, meaning I'd prefer Yelly 3rd and Turang maybe 5th, but it gives them opportunities to hit with runners on base, because Sal's one of those guys that can get on base. He was on base 3 times today. Bryce came to the plate with runners aboard in, 4 of his 5 plate appearances. Yelich came to the plate with at least a man on in 4 of his 5 plate appearances as well. So the point being is that when Frelick's at the top of the order, I think this lineup gets set up for success when you have your thump of Yelich and Turang with men aboard.
I agree. I think your versatility you see when you put Sal at the top of the lineup, you can do so many things with this lineup. Whether you bat Bryce at 3rd and Yelly 5th, or however you do it. I know like Murph likes to stage them where you get right, left, and you have that ability. But this team is really versatile. When you get those top 5 guys, you can do pretty much what you want with them. And I think Sal leading off has really been a big part of their success that they've had since May, and he's done such a great job. I like him in that leadoff. I really do like him in that leadoff spot.
When we look at the home opener, when the Brewers were 0-4, and they had set a record for the worst run differential in expansion era history in the first 4 games of a season. And, I look at this box score right now. Of the 4 pitchers that pitch in that game, 3 of them are no longer in the organization. I look at the starting lineup, and Yelly was playing left. Reese was still playing first. He had a great start. Vinny Capra was the starting 3rd baseman. Garrett Mitchell was the center fielder. Isaac Collins came off the bench in that game. Bryce Turang was batting 9th. It's amazing what a season can do. And if I would have told you after that game, Augie, be honest with me, 0-4, negative 32 run differential, that by the end of September, not only would they have the first playoff berth, they would have the best record, and they'd have the best run differential in baseball.
I would not have believed you.
No shot.
There's just no way. The way they were playing, you just coming out of spring training, you just wonder how they're going to find themselves. There was such a mixture of young players, and they didn't know exactly who was going to be their 3rd baseman. They started with Capra at 3rd base, but they didn't know what they were doing and how it was going to all fit in. And boy, they've had these young kids, when you talk about Durban and Collins, and these kids have really stepped up and stepped up above and beyond what both of us even believe that they can do. But they all blend together. It's just a team that comes together. They like each other. They know what they have to do. Everybody counts on each other, and that's what you have to like about it. It's just not about one player or 2 players or a certain group of guys. It's about the whole team going out and doing what they have to do. They know how to do it, and they're going to give you 27 outs. You better be ready to play, because that's the way the Brewers play.
And then furthermore, let's go back to the Brewers losing the first 2 games of their series in Pittsburgh. Then on May 24th, it started that 8-game winning streak. Since May 24th, the Brewers have the best record in baseball. They are 66-30, 36 games above 500 in nearly 100 games.
And it's just, imagine, you have to really enjoy the way they go about it. How do they go about it? They have the really good pitching. They're defense is spectacular. They have the best defense, I think, in all of baseball. When you talk about how they can fit guys and play different positions and be versatile, how they do, they're so good. And all of a sudden, on the offensive side, they started putting the ball in play, manufacturing runs, not striking a lot, getting a lot of little hits, infield hits. They lead the world in infield hits, and they put the ball in play. And when you do that, good things are going to happen. This ball club does everything they have to do to win ball games. They don't care how they do it. They just want to go out and perform. They know who they are. They're going to go play hard for 27 outs. And I'm going to tell you what, you better, when you come to the ball game, you better stay for 27 outs because it's never over.
You ready for back-to-back Manager of the Year as well for Pat Murphy?
I think Murph has done an outstanding job. He knows their personality, and I think he reflects their personality the way he is. He's a kind of guy that is demanding. He expectations are from guys, but at the same time, he understands that, you know what, people make mistakes, and they're going to go out, and as long as they go out and give it everything they got and play hard, good things are going to happen. And I'll tell you what, he's just done an outstanding job. A duplicate Manager of the Year, boy, I'll tell you what, I think it's just waiting for him.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer at this point. We'll hear from Pat Murphy in just a little bit. We'll hear from you tomorrow, hopefully talking about a sweep. Thanks for the time, Augie.
Got Quintana coming back tomorrow, a little lefty. I like to see him. He struggled a little bit last time out. I'd like to see him come back and have a good outing.
The little lefty will know all about what the lefty on the mound is doing tomorrow from Columbia. Jerry Augustine joining us on 620 WTMJ. You got a few more shows in October now. Hope you cleared your schedule.
Oh, I'm excited. This team is just so much fun. I tell you, you sit here, and I was making notes tonight, Dom, and I stopped about the 7th inning because I was so excited I was watching the game. But I'll tell you what, you had the perfect thing about what was said tonight. The woodpecking ways.
Yeah.
They just keep doing it.
It's Murph's line, not mine. I can't take any trademark on that. That's all Murph.
That's the name of this show tonight, Woodpecking Ways, because they certainly did it tonight.
Amen. Jerry Augustine on 620 WTMJ. I'm going to get to some texts. We're going to hear from Caleb Durban, and we'll hear from Murph coming up in a moment on 620 WTMJ.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
When it comes to simple, affordable home improvements, at Les's Glass, you'll find an array of options. Like for bath remodeling, adding a new glass shower door, embeveling the edges of your mirrors, or simply having us install new mirrors to any living space in your home can add a touch of elegance and depth that can really turn a room's frown upside down. Or maybe you're thinking new cabinet doors. Before you write that check, find out how we can make your ordinary cabinet doors beautiful with a variety of glass insert options that can be easily installed into your existing wood cabinets and make a world of difference. And before you pay for new windows, call us to see if our affordable insulated glass replacement services can't save you a few bucks. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Elevate your escape at Audi North Shore and Audi Milwaukee, where you can save up to $30,000 on a new Audi or get low 0.99% financing for 72 months. At Audi North Shore in Brown Deer and Audi Milwaukee, members of the International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. On select in-stock new units. Savings include customer credit and dealer credit. Financing with approved credit. $1,431 per month for $1,000 financed. No down payment required.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Let's get to a couple of texts before we hear from Caleb Durban. Brewers win 9-8 in extras. The annual Game of the Year ranking show in the offseason might have to be a top 20. That was phenomenal. James in La Crosse. Good call there, James. I might need to consider that. Maybe we'll make a whole honorable mention show. Oh, my Atlanta. The fans got their money's worth today. I can only imagine the wild playoffs. Try for the sweep on Sunday from the 815. One of the best wins of the season tonight. This text from Nick. This team continued to battle after a rough start. We embodied that woodpecker mentality tonight. The at-bat from Andrew was one of the best I've ever seen before the hits. Magic number for the Central down to 8. Let's get the brooms out. Alex from Oshkosh. Andrew Monasterio does it again. Brewers for their 11th walk-off win, tying the Brewers record for a regular season. I love this team, man. Chef Ed, this is a scrappy, tenacious, never say die, win it for Euchre win. That's the 2025 Brewers to a T. This one from the 262. What a game. No way I was expecting the Brewers to come back to win. Outstanding. Fun ones. We'll get a few more texts a little bit later on as well. After the game, Caleb Durban caught up with Josh Mauer after he had the game-tying double in the 10th and scored the winning run.
Let's go down on the field. Josh Mauer with Caleb Durban standing by.
Thank you, Lane. One of the heroes of the comeback. Caleb Durban tied it in the bottom of the 10th before Andre Monasterio won it. You have been Mr. Clutch in these situations. It's not a walk-off for you tonight, but you scored the walk-off run on the day you clinched a playoff berth. Put into words this comeback and what this means about this team.
It's awesome, man. I'm pretty out of breath from the celebration more than anything. I was doing a little bit of running that last inning too, but yeah, I mean, who better than Mona to come through though? You know, bottom of the order, picking us up, getting the job done is huge. That's just, you know, up and down our lineup. We got guys who are grinding out at bats, and we grinded this win out today to clinch the postseason. So pretty cool one.
You're facing Kyle Leahy there. The runner gets to third base on a ground out by Jake Bowers. So the tying run is 90 feet away, Caleb. What was the approach there against Leahy?
Don't hit a ground ball. Please don't hit a ground ball. Get it in the air. I knew he liked his slider a lot. Was kind of looking for it. He ran a two-seam in early, which you know, I figured he'd do too, but thought he'd come back with a slider, and he did. And you know, I needed to not miss it, so it was good I got in the air there.
You were actually in the middle of the rally that came in the 9th inning, down 3 runs. Caleb, you're down 7-4. This is a team that we know never quits, but you get hit by a pitch, and that seemed to light a spark. What happened after that in the 9th inning?
Well, that's the thing. It's tough. You're down 3 in the last inning. It's easy to give up, you know, but this team doesn't take the easy route. We, you know, my job was just to get on base, and, you know, move it on to the next guy and try to get a rally going, and we were able to do it.
Being in the playoffs as a rookie, this is something that's not everybody's experience when you come up to the major leagues. As we let you go here, put that into words if you would.
Yeah, no, and I realize that I'm pretty lucky to be in this position on the best team, you know, in the world, really, as a rookie. You know, so definitely just grateful and soaking everything up, and you know, really excited for a little postseason run here.
Congratulations, Caleb. Thanks so much for sticking around.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, hey, the WTMJ bump for Caleb Durban. We had him on Brewers warm-up today. He scores the winning run on the day the Brewers clinched postseason. How about we hear from Pat Murphy? He's coming up next on 620 WTMJ.
Catch the final battle of the regular season. The Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. Get in on Fan Appreciation Night and a tumbler giveaway on Saturday the 27th. Close out the regular season with the crew. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win in walk-off fashion. Let's do a little buy or sell having to do with the projections. It's brought to you by Tony Wendorf & Associates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf & Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin and part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and a red carpet experience to every home deal. Let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. I'm selling Pacoda, man. We do this every year. It's a little bit of cheap content for me in the offseason to talk about what the Pacoda projections are, baseball prospectus. Even Zips didn't have this team much above 500 before the season began. Pacoda had the Brewers at 81 wins. 80 and a half, if you want to be precise. And, well, you'll hear Pat Murphy's rants about why he sold it and why he bought the guys that he has in the room to help him win yet another postseason berth. Here's Pat Murphy with the media earlier tonight.
You know, it's interesting. I would have said in the middle of the game, which really, in my opinion, doesn't really matter. But I would have said in the middle of the game, like, this just isn't us. We're not playing great. We don't seem to be having those at bats. We're not coming up with a big hit. We had some opportunities, second and third, and bases loaded. And sure enough, this team continues to just show resiliency, and when it can be ugly. Tonight's pitching was not great. Tonight's defense was not great at times. And the clutchness of the at-bats were not great. But you got to credit Sonny Gray, because that kid pitched incredibly well. He pitched incredibly well. You got to credit their hitters, that Herrera kid, sign him up, because that lock him up for a few years, because that kid can flat out hit. Burleson and Donovan, two of the best players in the game, best hitters, so it's like, credit them. And, they've not had exactly the season they wanted, but they're very competitive. And, they don't buy our stuff. They're like, hey, we can beat this team. So that's what I'm proud of, is that the situation we were in, to come back and just peck away is just, typical how we've done it.
How special is it for Mona to be the guy that delivers? He's the guy that's been in the cooler, had a great moment, found himself in the starting lineup, back on the bench, and now.
Yeah, no, that's what it's all about. The kid's been with us for parts of 3 years in the big leagues, and he's had to face every adversity, but his attitude has always been great. When he got his chance this year, he did very, very well. But he's feeling himself right now. And hey, don't forget Durban, what Durban did. He's been clutch time after time after time. And quite frankly, Mona has too, a lot of times. But this kid, Durban, every single time provides that kind of spark. And that was, to me, as key of a hit as Mona's hit. And it's those guys, what Bauer's having the night he had, getting the guy over there. When those guys come through, it's not just Churio and Terang and Contreras, Yelich, and Frelick. You got the other guys playing a huge role.
You share what you said to the team, how you guys celebrated in there?
Yeah, you'll see it. It's on tape, right? Did they tape it? Yeah. All right, so you'll see it. I can't remember that far back. And that was, what was that, a half hour ago? I can't remember that far back. Consider the age and everything, Can't ask me to remember that. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice toast. Yelly was unbelievable, articulate, and really good.
Pat, you've got a long way to go, but you just sit back and laugh sometimes. Like, you guys come back in the ninth, you're down again, you come back in the 10th, and just the ride and the journey so far that it's been.
Yeah, one of the things that we did mention that I do remember that was said in there, where were we 4 games into the season? Who believed before the season that we're going to be over 500? You can't find a prognosticator that said we were going to be over 500 before the season. Not one. Pacoda had us at 80.2. Everybody else had us at 80, 79, 81. Nobody over 500. And for these guys to pull it together and compete like that is special beyond belief. And I can only tell you that, that's just who they are. You know what I mean? They want to compete. And they know they're different. They know they're not a powerhouse stack like some of these teams that will play. They know that. But what are they going to do? Play differently now? No, we can only play the way we play. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough. But this is how we have to play, and it's been a joy for me to be around a group of guys that have taken that uncommon mindset as serious as they've taken it. And because nothing on paper says we're supposed to be where we are. Nothing. There's no prediction. There's no drill that says we're supposed to be where we are today. So
that's the rant. He went on just, hey, man, you can project all you want. They don't know what's going on in that clubhouse, and the Brewers are headed to October, the first team to punch their ticket. So what's next? This wasn't the pop-in. This wasn't the party. This was just a toast. What's left for the Brewers? We look ahead coming up in a moment, but our Surfside play of the game is the easiest pick of all. It's, of course, the winning play, Andrew Monasterio on the 10th pitch.
And the 2-2. And a liner into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Around third is Durban. Here comes the throw home. Durban slides in there safely. The Brewers walk it off in 10. Andrew Monasterio with a 10-pitch at bat. An RBI single into right center, and the Brewers clinching the playoffs earlier today. Put an exclamation mark on it here tonight.
Lane Grindle's call. Surfside play of the game. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka. Surfside lemonade and vodka. Paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark in Stockton, American Family Field, all season long. Back after this on 620 WTMJ.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
You know when that big online store has special days with ridiculously low prices?
Yeah.
Why doesn't Hasselus Mattress do that?
We do.
You do? When?
Every day.
Okay, good one. But really, when are the big discounts?
Like I said, every day. You know our showrooms are employee-free.
So I can give your mattresses a try.
With no pushy sales guy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that allows us to sell Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, and more for way less.
Give me numbers.
Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Free next day delivery, too.
And you do this every day?
Yeah. Plus, through Monday, get a free box spring with every Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, and more, or take an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Wow.
So I guess you could say now is a prime time to buy.
I see what you did there.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings. What's coming up for the crew? This is your window to what's ahead. Brought to you by Window Nation.
Right now, Window Nation, you can buy 2 windows, get 2 free, plus no payments for 2 years, and get free tickets to a Brewers game when you replace all the windows in your home. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now. Brewers magic number is 8. So it's perfect time to take advantage of Window Nation's playoff special. That magic number is 8, thanks to the Cubs losing earlier today. The Brewers winning, of course. So any combination of a Brewers win or a Cubs loss will lower that number by 1. On a day like today, they lower it by 2. So, in theory, the soonest the Brewers could clinch is if the Brewers win the next 4 and the Cubs lose the next 4. It could be against the Angels. But tomorrow, they'll try to get a sweep against the Cardinals. They'll hand the ball to Jose Quintana going up against Miles Michaelis. Back to a normal game time tomorrow. We're on the air at noon with Brewers warm-up, and then 1:10 for the first pitch tomorrow afternoon. Seen plenty of Miles Michaelis over the years. And another off day on Monday, and then the Angels come to town for 3 straight night games, 6:40 for all 3 of those. And then it's right back with these Redbirds next weekend in St. Louis. All right, now all that's left is the division, and there's still 2 games up on the Phils for number 1. For Evan Witalis and our producer, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Keep on swinging.
Baseball is back. Brian Balagi